You know, I enjoyed the hell out of M3GAN 1, and after seeing the trailers for M3GAN 2, I thought I was going to just roll my eyes and hate this movie. But that's not the case. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and it's like 2 in the morning. I caught the last show of M3GAN on this particular Saturday. I wanted to go in there and have the opposite effect that I had with the last movie I watched, Jurassic World Rebirth, and I wanted to have my own opinion, not be swayed by the crowd around me and come out of there hyped up with their emotion. I wanted to come out of there with my own thought process and emotion. And by that intro that you guys heard, I think you know that I enjoyed M3GAN 2.0. And if you don't know what M3GAN 2.0 is all about, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and let's find out together. 2 years after M3GAN, a marvel of artificial intelligence, went rogue and embarked on a murderous rampage, its creator, Gemma, has become an advocate for government oversight of AI. Unbeknownst to her, a defense contractor has created a military-grade weapon known as Amelia. Hoping to stop Amelia, Gemma decides to resurrect M3GAN, making it faster, stronger, and more lethal. You know, I was very conflicted, as I'm sure many of you were. I don't think I'm alone on this. When you see a movie go from horror, even if it's PG-13 horror, to full-on action in one movie from 1 to 2. You know, I was thinking about this before I even went to the movie. Freddy Krueger, we know that he got funnier and funnier as time went on, but it wasn't until part 6 that they went full tilt boogie and leaned into comedy. It took M3GAN one sequel to get there. And I don't know what that means. And we're only gonna know what that means by how much money this movie makes this weekend. But with everything I just told you, I still found myself enjoying it after like 30 minutes into the movie. There's something about M3GAN on the screen, to me, from the moment that the first movie came out, that just became instantly classic. Look, I know you guys are gonna think this is sacrificial for me to say, but Chucky has run his course, all right? I love Chucky, but I think there needs to be something else that comes along, and that something else is M3GAN. But this entry definitely threatens M3GAN being in that horror field. Unless they turn it back into horror with part 3 or 4, I don't know, but I do think that she's an instant classic. Now, what's opposing her, Amelia? Not so much. Right off the bat, Gemma, played by Allison Williams. You know, I'm sorry, but she'll never not be that girl from Get Out. Never. But, you know, in this movie, she's more of the same character she was in part 1. A little bit more insufferable because she's constantly, like, her role is just to be the opposite of anybody who feels that M3GAN could help. As I mentioned, Amelia, played by Ivana Sakno, if I'm saying that correctly, just doesn't do it for me. I think she does well as an AI machine, Terminator-esque machine. I think she does way better than Summer in the Sarah Connor Chronicles. But there's something in the face here around the eyes that she looks tired, and it's a machine. It shouldn't look tired. The rest of the cast is fine. I think the pudgy guy from the first one is still pudgy, but he's gone to the gym a little bit more. The other chick is whatever, she's there. And then there's 2 characters that are pretty central to the story in this, on the opposite side of the good guys, that just doesn't work at all. Beyond that, the plot points in this, there's a couple things that worked for me and a couple things that didn't. What worked for me was M3GAN M3GAN's solo scene where she does an a cappella song. It went on a little long, but it was good. One thing that took me by surprise in the movie that became an absolute favorite was the constant referencing to Steven Seagal, executive decision, hard to kill, and above the law. Just amazing. The lines that were in the trailers, like hold on to your vaginas and all this other crap, as quick as they happen in the trailers, as quick as they happen in the movie. So thank God for that. It's not something that's dwelled on. But M3GAN just has that presence. Every time M3GAN's on the screen, it works. And there's a very Terminator feel to this, to where she's the bad one in part 1, and then in part 2, she returns as the good one versus a new machine. It is very much Aliens, and Terminator 2 mixed in there with some girl power stuff. Is the best I can say it. With all that being said, guys, I think we should get to the bandana rating for M3GAN 2.0 from January to summer blockbuster. Let's go. And I'm going to give M3GAN 2.0 3 bandanas out of 5. Look, this is a dumb, fun time. And it's one that you can take your 8-year-old to, your 13-year-old to, your 15, your 20, and if you've got a sense of humor, your 30 and 35-year-old partner. I've got a pretty decent sense of humor, especially when it comes to an endearing character like M3GAN and that crazy ass girl from Get Out. So I was highly entertained. And if that's the worst that this movie does is entertain me, then I think we're on good footing. But tell me what you thought about M3GAN 2.0. Are you disappointed? Did you enjoy M3GAN 1? What were you expecting for this movie? And if you did go and watch it, what stood out to you? What worked? What didn't? Let's talk about it down below in the comments. And guys, I want to take off the bandana. I want to take off the chains, break the chains, and hit the hay. But after that, my name is Alex Thorn. I got to rock out, watch some movies, and review them for you.